Hey, what's up? Grandma here. And today I did what more grandmas should do, and I played some Elden Ring. And I'm doing a next chapter in our Elden Ring story time with Grandma. And this one is called The Crimson Curse, The Tragedy of Mogh, The Blood Omen. And I hope you like it. And if you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with someone, and hey, leave a comment. I would love to hear your feedback. Thanks for listening. The Omen child was born beneath the ominous light of a dimly burning torch. The tunnels of the subterranean shunning grounds shuddered as his first cries echoed against the damp stone, drowned beneath the cacophony of moaning and weeping that never ceased in that abyssal prison. His mother, unseen, unnamed, abandoned him to the filth the moment he was torn from her womb. An Omen's birth was a blight upon the Golden Order, a curse, an unclean mark of sin deemed unworthy of grace. So Mogh, like his twin Morgott, was cast into darkness. From his infancy, he knew only suffering. The stone walls of the forsaken underground were his cradle. The chains that bit into his malformed flesh were his swaddling cloth, and the stench of decay was his lullaby. Yet, unlike his brother, he did not bow. Where Morgott clung to the order that had forsaken them, Mogh dreamed of defying it. He watched his twin curse their blood, but still serve as the loyal hound of the Erdtree, crawling on his belly for their mother's love, a mother who never looked at them. Mogh saw no reason to kneel before a throne that would never seat him. Thus, when the three fingers whispered to their kind, he turned away, not out of loyalty to the greater will, but because he had already heard a greater call, one that slithered into his mind on the scent of sacrificial flame and fresh, gushing blood. The voice of the formless mother. At first it was a whisper in the dark, a temptation that wound through his mind like a snake, promising power, freedom, and a kingdom all his own. Then came the blood. It seeped from the walls, from the very air, a gift, sweet and intoxicating. He had felt hunger all his life, hunger for recognition, for vengeance, for a world where the cursed were gods rather than vermin. Now he drank deep, and his hunger was sated. With blood, he painted his escape. The Omen warders fell before him, choking on their own lifeblood as he carved a path through the dregs of the shunning grounds. They had never feared him before, chained, beaten, left to wallow in filth. But now, as he stood upon a throne of their corpses, they beheld him as something greater than an Omen. He was a Lord of Blood. Far from the gaze of the Golden Order, beyond the rotting swamps of Caelid, Mogh found his sanctuary, in a land lost to time. Beneath the crumbling ruins of the Grand Mausoleum, where the air was thick with the scent of death, he built his empire, the Mohgwyn Dynasty. His followers came to him in droves, exiles, lost souls, those who had been cast out by the world above. He bathed them in his blood, anointing them as his kin, his warriors, his children. The Lord of Blood had no need for the false love of a mother who had scorned him. He would create his own family, his own dynasty. But a kingdom was nothing without an heir. It was then that Mogh laid eyes upon the slumbering Empyrean, Miquella the Kind, golden, radiant, pure, a god in flesh, unclaimed by the greater will, and Mogh, the unholy monarch, would be his consort. Mogh's love was not like that of a mortal man. It was not soft nor tender, but a love of blood and devotion. He stole Miquella from his Haligtree cradle, spiriting him away to the depths of the mausoleum, where he would bathe him in the gifts of the formless mother. A union of gods, a dynasty of blood and gold. But the Empyrean never woke. Miquella remained silent, his flesh cold beneath Mogh's touch, his radiance dimmed. No matter how much blood Mogh anointed him with, how many prayers he whispered, the godchild would not stir. Still, Mogh waited. He ruled his crimson court with an iron fist, proclaiming his dynasty's glory, preparing for the day his beloved would rise and take his rightful place beside him. Yet, in the silence of his throne, doubt crept into his mind. did Miquella truly love him? Did Miquella even know he was there? The tarnish came in the wake of ruin, an omen of fate's cruel hand. They breached his sacred halls, tearing through his devoted kin like beasts through slaughtered animals. Mogh met them in his chamber where his beloved slumbered. He stood before the cocoon of his would-be god, his body slick with the blood of his enemies, his heart burning with unyielding wrath. He fought, as he had always fought, for his dynasty, for his love, for the dream he had bled for. The battle was a symphony of blood and flame. He wielded his cursed spear with divine might, drenching the battlefield in crimson, invoking the power of the formless mother. His veins burned with her blessing, his flesh peeling away as his body transcended into something beyond mortality. A blood-soaked god, yet even divinity was not enough. The tarnish struck him down, their blade carving through his ascended form, his vision fading to darkness. As he lay upon the cold stone, his lifeblood pooling around him, he cast his gaze to the cocoon that held his beloved. Miquella had not stirred, not even once. Mogh the Blood Omen died as he had lived, forgotten by the world, unloved by the god he had worshipped, rejected by the dynasty he had dreamed of. His throne crumbled, his followers fell into ruin. His empire of blood was nothing but a fading whisper in the shadow of the Erdtree's golden light. And Miquella, his radiant god, remained silent. Perhaps he had never needed Mogh at all.